Good day. This week we're going to be talking about occupy. I'm reading out of Luke chapter 19 from verse 12 to 13. It says, "A certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, Occupy until I come." So he's saying here, occupy. The word occupy here in the Greek actually means to busy oneself with business, or to trade, or to invest in. The dictionary defines occupy as to reside in something, as to you are occupying a building, or it also says to preoccupy the mind. And that's what I want to talk about today. The first thing that we need to occupy is to occupy our mind, our thoughts. Dr. Caroline Leaf says this in her book, Switch on Your Brain. She says, as we think, we change the physical nature of our brain. As we consciously direct our thinking, we can wire out toxic patterns of thinking and replace them with healthy thoughts. So our thinking, when we are consciously thinking about something, we can rewire our brains. The Bible says it this way in Romans 12:2. It says, "Do not copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect." So he's saying that our behavior changes firstly by what we are thinking about, that we can change what we think. In Philippians 4:8 it says, "Whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." So he's saying there are things that we can think about. We can think about those things which are right and pure and noble and lovely, rather than having toxic thoughts. In 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 5, it says, "We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ." I mean, that's an interesting thought. Are you taking captive thoughts that are contrary to what Christ has said about you? Are you taking captive? Are you taking things to yourself which are inconsistent with your new identity in Jesus? Here the Bible is saying that I can take thoughts captive. Anything that is contrary to who I am in Jesus, I can take that thought captive and say, I'm not going to allow it to affect my thinking, and I'm not going to allow that thought to affect my behavior. I want to encourage you today, throughout this week, occupy your mind with thoughts that are consistent with what God has said about you. Always remember, you are highly favored and deeply loved of God.